Hi Capricorn, welcome to your year 2025 astrology. And let's begin immediately. First of all, every material that you see in the screen, it is available for download for free in the link that is in the description box below this video, along with a free moon calendar as well if you are interested, where you can check moon changing signs, and for the new and full moons during the whole year, you can sync it with your calendars, with your watches, digital watches, and your computer as well. Get notified and be prepared before those events happen. This is the timeline. This is the AstroWheel, and this is meant for Capricorn Sun and Capricorn Rising especially. But you can use this for Capricorn Sun if that is the case for you as well. But mostly for the Capricorn Sun and Capricorn Rising or Ascendant. Now let's start with the timeline. This is from January till December. At the left we have the planets, starting with eclipses. In fact, we will have 4 eclipses, 3 in the new axis of Pisces and Virgo, and the last one of the series that happened in Libra and Aries. The last one will happen at the end of March. Mercury goes retrograde 3 times. This is not something new. What is new is that it will be this year in water and fire signs. We have Venus retrograde after 1.5 years, Mars retrograde after 2 years. Jupiter will change signs in summer season. We have Saturn that changes signs after 2 years. After 7 years, Uranus changes signs as well. Neptune changes signs since 2011. And Pluto will continue its journey through Aquarius. So, major events happening here. I'll try to be concise and simple, and I hope this will be helpful for you. Let's begin. So, at the left, you can see the AstroWheel for Capricorn Rising, and I will be pointing my pen to the areas that I'm talking about, so you will better know where I'm looking at. Okay, so let's start. Since the first month of 2025, January, we will have Mars that is in your is continuing its retrograde journey through the sign of Leo. It started retrograding in the first week of December 2024, and it will move after the first week of January in the sign of Cancer. It was previously there, but it will be revisiting those themes as well. So first of all, if you've had some problems initially with shared finances or the finances of your romantic partner or business partner, you might get some relief around that, or there might be some themes that correlate here between your romantic partnership and your shared finances. It's very important to be aware not to jump into any unnecessary conflicts during this period, especially with your business partner, if that is the case, or your romantic partner, because what might seem like something that is very small and not that important, it might precipitate to something bigger, and it might cause even separation. So it's very important to be aware of those themes until the end of April 2025, but it's not all that difficult, because you will get in the 7th house of partnerships the help of Jupiter that moves there and changes signs. Moving into the sign of Cancer, it will give you a helping hand in the relationship sector. And for some of you, you might get to know somebody very important. You might get married if you are looking for marriage, or your connection with your special someone might get even better. So the second part of the year seems much more helping in regard to those 2 themes I just talked about. Now, Uranus will change signs as well. As we saw during the summer, it will move to your 6th house. It's very important for you to be much more aware about your daily routine, your connection, relationship with your co-workers, or there might be some changes in those areas, or with people you hire, if that is the case, if you are a manager. This is Uranus at the same time brings excitement to the house it is in. So you might get very exciting about your new job. You might have some ups and downs in this sector as well. So you might change in a very unexpected way your job, but you will be very excited about that. I think that you will try to be much more independent, rebellious, and try to avoid fights, unnecessary fights or disagreements, if that is possible, with the people you work with. And I think your work might get related to either you being a freelancer or working for yourself, or maybe focusing on work related to technology or using technology as a means to work, something like that. Or maybe your work is related to spirituality, astrology, tarot, and esotericism. That might be the case with Uranus ruling both technology and esotericism as well. So that was Uranus. Now let's talk about the eclipses. Let's talk about the eclipses that are ending. The eclipses in the axis of Libra and Aries. Libra and Aries are your 10th and 4th house. So along those years, since the fall of 2023, I think you might have seen some changes regarding your career. Some of you might have left a career path. Some of you might have faced retirement, if that was the case, and closing that chapter and enjoying retirement, something like that. Or there might have been some dynamics in your living situation, maybe changing location, some dynamics in your relationship with your parents or within the family. That might have been some changes, or maybe focusing too much into your career and neglecting your family, or because moving location, needing to end the job and finding a new one, something like that. Along those lines, those are the energies that might have been manifesting, but that is not totally closed, because we have the last chapter that is happening in those axes, that is at the end of March, where we have the eclipse in the sign of Aries. And those eclipses have been preparing you for the transit of Saturn and Neptune moving into your 4th house. Saturn moving there, and it will move at the end of May for some time until the 1st of September. It will give you just a preview of what might happen in this area after 2.5 years regarding Saturn, but Neptune will be moving at the end of March there in your home sector, and will give you a preview until October as well. And the next year, 2026, they will move completely there for 2 years for Saturn, and for, I think, 14 years, or for almost, I think for 14 years, Neptune will be in the sign of Aries. What does it mean? Wherever Saturn goes, it brings some restructure of that house. So either you might get into some maintenance of the physical house, making some arrangements there, or making some changes into your physical house, or it is you trying to be more having something. Neptune rules sea, water, maybe moving location and going to a place near the water, something like that. Now, regarding relationships within your family and with your parents, there might be some ups and downs regarding that with the movement of Saturn there. Or you might get a bit cold and distant with your parents, but we have both Saturn and Neptune there. So there might be some times where you are in this great connection with them. The relationship is very good, and then something happens and you need to be more grounded, more practical. Wherever Neptune goes, it brings confusion and idealism and not being that real sometimes. So it's going between those two different energies at the same time, and this might be more focused during the Neptune and Saturn conjunction that is happening around the summer season. It will not be an exact conjunction, in fact, almost exact, less than 1 degree, but the exact conjunction happens the next year, 2026. Not only that, but in your home sector, you will have Venus retrograde during spring, Mercury retrograde as well. So if there might have been some problems in relationship with your parents or within family, those themes might be revisited and you might reconcile. That is quite possible. Or there is this period of you thinking about of changing location, moving and buying a new house, something like that. That is quite possible during spring season. What about the new eclipses that will happen in the sign of Pisces and Virgo? They are in your 3rd and 9th house. So there you will go back and forth, especially starting from fall 2025. The eclipses will be complete in the sign of Virgo and Pisces, and they will bring stories, chapters that might want to put you in the right direction and path in order for you to, to have more of a clear path of where you are going. The 3rd house is the house of communication, but it is the house of local travel, siblings, cousins, writing, creative writing, if you are into a business like that. And the 9th house is the house of education, college, higher education. In fact, some of you might reconsider going back to school or upgrading your skills, or traveling, getting to know a new culture, and changing or expanding your knowledge, and you communicating those changes with others, getting a new perspective on life as well. It is quite possible. And with the 3rd house, you might get into publishing. So you might post and document all those travels that you might get into or new experiences. The 9th house is the house of spirituality, religion as well, or beliefs in general, or views on life. And that's why I think communication of those changes that might happen, you might be more, or your communication might get better. And that's what I see here. What else? Okay, Pluto has moved finally to Aquarius. That means that some of you are being more concerned about your finances, but Pluto can bring ups and downs as well. So there may be periods where you make lots of money and other periods where there might be financial problems. But it's very important. Pluto is trying you to be very determined on how you structure your finances. Having some savings is very recommended during this transit as well, and not making extravagant or unnecessary purchases. So thinking about that long term is very important with Pluto moving into your 2nd house. Also, I do see you having much more self-confidence and being more confident in yourself in general during this transit because of those experiences that might happen there. This is the house of possessions as well. So it might change your philosophy on how you relate to what you value. So money might be very important to you, but then later you might realize that, okay, money is not everything. You might just want to focus onto something that brings you joy, fulfillment, happiness, stability, and contentment deep inside yourself. So overall, I do see a major theme happening in your travel, communication, the family life relocation, career sometimes, because uh, those energies go back and forth in the same axis as well. And being a bit more aware during the first half of 2025 about your special, um, if you are with somebody romantically involved with your special someone, you need to be careful of not jumping into unnecessary conflicts. But I'm not very concerned about that, because I think things will get better during the second half of the year. Okay, Capricorn, this was your general overview, and I think, okay, we are over 15 minutes here. This is a huge packed year, in fact, with outer planets changing signs, also retrogrades of personal planets as well, eclipses happening into new signs in the sign of Virgo and Pisces, and past eclipse or series of eclipses in Libra and Aries ending as well. I think this will be a very exciting and positive year in general. Now, again, if you want to get all those materials that you saw in the screen, you can get it for free in the link in the description box. Also, along with a free moon calendar if you are interested, and you can sync it with your calendar, and you always can be prepared about those lunations, moon changing signs, and new and full moon and eclipses as well. And you will have 30 minutes notification before those events happening, so you will get prepared, and also will have detailed descriptions of those events at the same time. Okay, Capricorn, I'm ending this here. Hope this was helpful. Wishing you all the best for 2025, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.